winger. So things are moving in English football in more ways than one. And this cup tie will offer a comparison between Chamberlain, who plays mainly on the right, and West Ham's Alan Devonshire, who operates wide on the left. He too is in the England party for the match against West Germany a week tonight. So too is number 5 Alvin Martin, who scored at Arsenal on Saturday. One of 14 goals West Ham have scored in their last 4 games, all of which they've won. But tonight they're without Billy Bonds and Francois van der Elst, both injured. Neil Orr comes in at number 4 and Jimmy Neighbour at number 7. Stoke welcome back Mickey Thomas after a knee injury at number 10. Chamberlain's elder brother Neville is ineligible, having played for Port Vale in the Milk Cup. But when this competition was simply called the Football League Cup, number 2 Derek Parkin and number 6 George Berry collected winners' medals with Wolves. Number 5 Dave Watson, 36 yesterday, did so with Manchester City. Referee this evening, Howard King of Merthyr. So the first leg of this second round Milk Cup tie gets underway with Stoke in the stripes, playing from right to left. An early ball searching out Maguire. Marked by Orr. Not a bad turn though, and McElroy was waiting. Stoke and West Ham produced one of the most titanic matches ever in this competition. Back in 1972, they were involved in a semi-final which went to 4 games. Stoke won in the end, but it was memorable for a save from the penalty spot by Gordon Banks from Jeff Hurst. Goddard, little turn there, he was checked by George Berry. Here's Devonshire, and now Goddard. And here's Jimmy Neighbour pushing one in. O'Callaghan was back helping for Stoke. Dave Watson, Stoke captain. There's Neil Orr. Lampard. And this is Goddard. Sandy Clark waiting in the centre. Neighbour. Here's Pike. And Allen, and out to Ray Stewart. And an interesting West Ham formation at the back tonight with the 2 fullbacks. Ray Stewart has gone to play at left back, which suggests he's the man who's going to have to take care of Chamberlain. And they're playing Frank Lampard on the right, despite the number 3. O'Callaghan up. Here's Lampard. And that's Goddard and Watson. Sammy McElroy. To Parkin. George Berry. That's meant for Maguire, who took it down beautifully. That's really well played by Maguire. He always seems to do well against West Ham, this lad. A couple of cracking goals in his Shrewsbury days against them, and he scored in both meetings between West Ham and Stoke last season also. An underrated player in many ways, but Richie Barker believes in him playing up front with O'Callaghan, and Paul Maguire there struck that well. Hampton in the way for Stoke. O'Callaghan. And Hampton now looks for Maguire. Handball against Brendan O'Callaghan. George Berry. quite a compliment to Chamberlain that Stewart should be playing on that side of the field. He's found Devonshire. Just wonder whether Chamberlain himself has taken a slight knock early on. He's limping a bit. Here's Devonshire, offside. Chamberlain, for whom everything's been going right these last few weeks, now seems to have a pull. Allen. Sandy Clark chasing Dave Watson. His experience told. Hampton. Lampard. Hampton. McElroy, Chamberlain outright. He's still hobbling, is Chamberlain. This is Bracewell. Watson driving one forward for Stoke. And you can see that Chamberlain is in some pain at the moment. Looks like the right hip that may be the problem. Seen the Stoke physiotherapist Mike Allen on his feet from the bench. He obviously senses that Chamberlain's going to need attention. O'Callaghan, marked by Alvin Martin. And Devonshire sliding a nice ball through to Jeff Pike, intercepted by Watson. And Goddard only got Clark up with him, but he's coming in now. Sandy Clark, good effort. Not with the shot perhaps, but with the run into space across the face of Derek Parkin. Maguire. And Chamberlain coming across to receive attention from Mike Allen. O'Callaghan. Skip from Devonshire. My word, he's playing well at the moment. Here's Pike. He's got Goddard in the centre, being joined by Jimmy Neighbour. Sandy Clark is also there. Devonshire again. Stoke for the moment, with Alan Devonshire making inroads down their right flank, have got 10 men on the pitch because Richie Barker, the manager, has come down now to show concern over Chamberlain. The roar is because Chamberlain is waiting to come back on for Stoke. Goddard was the man fouled. The offender was George Berry. Came on a free transfer from Wolves, where the Stoke manager Richie Barker was formerly coach. Devonshire takes. In comes Sandy Clark. Maguire for Stoke. Smart piece of play that by Bracewell. Here's McElroy. Inside to Thomas. And a little bit of a tangle between the two number 10s. Paul Allen. McIlroy. This is Pike. Jimmy Neighbours streaming on the right wing. Devonshire. And Pike goes for the return. Just shows that Devonshire can operate through the centre of the field as well as out on the left. He made that possible. Neighbour was distracting one or two Stoke players to our right, but it was Jeff Pike who made the run through the middle onto Devonshire's pass. And a very precise ball it was too. And I regret to say that the appearance tonight of the in-vogue figure of Mark Chamberlain is all too brief. He was injured early in the game. He's tried it out after attention. He's still suffering somewhere around the region of the right hip, I fancy. And he goes off after 18 minutes and is replaced by Peter Griffiths. Griffiths has gone straight into the outside right position that Chamberlain has vacated. Wonder whether West Ham will swap their fullbacks over now. Stewart. And Pike looking for Jimmy Neighbour and finding him. And Clark is coming in round the back. And the corner had to be conceded there by Derek Parkin. Devonshire will take it. Clark. Devonshire. Goddard turning, good stop by Peter Fox. He was down quickly there from Paul Goddard. Peter Fox suspended from the next two league games after his most unfortunate sending off here against Luton. But he showed there that he's an ever-improving goalkeeper. Goddard has taken a bit of a battering from Berry up to now and got that one full in the face. Caught him with the right arm. Alvin Martin takes the kick, looks for Clark. That was Berry, that was Goddard. And hooked away by McIlroy for Stoke. Griffiths on the far side. Parkin. And Maguire. And Griffiths. And Thomas. O'Callaghan. Bracewell. Hampton. Wasted rather, and Stoke had got plenty of players forward there, one or two of them having to get back very hurriedly. Hampton among them. That was Lampard. Straight back to him from Dave Watson. Neighbour. Allen. Good movement about West Ham. Neil Orr. Driven forward by Hampton to O'Callaghan. That was nicely done by Stoke. It's a fluid game for the moment. Griffiths. Bracewell. Maguire, Parkin. And Griffiths coming to the near post. The goal kick has been given. Brendan O'Callaghan. And then inadvertently off McElroy, Berry. And O'Callaghan bursting through. It's a good saving tackle by Alvin Martin. Just when it looked as though he might have been left. Maguire. And Hampton. And Stoke's first corner, would you believe? It's taken them 40 minutes. And O'Callaghan with the flick, and I think in getting the ball back, he was guilty, or one Stoke player was, of some pushing, and there's a West Ham player down, in fact. Well, 5 minutes before half-time, Stoke's first corner. The idea here is for O'Callaghan to flick it on. You saw him there. I think it might have been Devonshire that went down. So the two potential England players we featured at the start, a Devonshire who's been capped on the ground at the moment, and Chamberlain, who's hoping to be capped, already off. There goes Griffiths, or should be favourite. His clearance only to Parkin. Bracewell doesn't get the throw. Clark accused of backing in. O'Callaghan, Parks coming to meet him, getting good length on the clearance, Phil Parks. And as he did so, the referee blew his whistle for the end of a first half which hasn't come up to expectations, bearing in mind the two teams' recent goal-scoring record. But we're only a quarter of the way through this Milk Cup tie, remember, and Stoke without Mark Chamberlain, who was taken off with bruising at the top of the thigh after 18 minutes. This is the only major competition that Stoke City have won in their 119-year history. And there's a mistake at the start of the second half by Dave Watson. He's brought Sandy Clark down right on the edge of the area. And that could be trouble for Watson. The referee is going up with his book. Did he deprive him of a goal-scoring opportunity, you might ask? I would think in the context of the new law he did. You can see from this replay what you think about it. While you're watching it, the referee is speaking to Watson. He certainly pulled his man down. He would have been through, and he has escaped with a booking. At the end, where Peter Fox was so unluckily sent off against Luton, Dave Watson is only cautioned in the opening seconds of the second half. Ray Stewart, what a fine block. Bracewell and Hampton falling in front of the shot. And Devonshire is in there. Good start here by West Ham. And that's too long. But the crowd buzzing. And I think in the case of some Stoke supporters and possibly Dave Watson himself, a certain amount of relief, because he made the mistake. Sandy Clark was past him, was he? Well, he would have been. Watson put his arm out, he fell slightly across him, he held him, and eventually Clark came down. O'Callaghan, back to Bracewell, up to Maguire, good ball. Nicely controlled too. Peter Griffiths out on the right wing. And still Griffiths. Was he brought down? The referee says yes by Ray Stewart. Oh, McIlroy's drive, and well kept out by Phil Parkes. There was swerve on that. Defenders covering the big men, waiting to come in for the chip. But McIlroy prepared to try something different. Drove it past the wall. It was on the goalkeeper's side, but it swerved, and he had to change a little bit, Parkes, in his positioning. A good spell here by Stoke. Bracewell with the long throw. O'Callaghan heading it on. Griffiths. Oh, he was chopped. He's through now, Griffiths. Well, he was chopped at twice there, and he still had the courage and the balance to go on. Just see again as the substitute turns away from the first West Ham player. Devonshire it may have been who tried to trip him there on the edge. Then he got a deflection. He went past another tackle, but the third West Ham player coming in put him off. Devonshire. Oh, what a good touch by Pike. Back to Devonshire. That was the best move that West Ham have put together, and Devonshire is quite convinced it should have ended in a corner, chasing the referee back to make the point. Allen. Was picked up nicely by Sammy McIlroy, but it's the final ball that Stoke are not finding easy to produce for the moment. West Ham defending with some gusto, and that's a flattener from Dave Watson on Paul Allen. Oh, and from the free kick, Stoke not concentrating. Goddard right down to the line and into the side netting, and I rather think Dave Watson was still picking himself back into the game after conceding the free kick when that move developed. Thomas. Little jiggle. George Berry. Looking for O'Callaghan, who's been chipping it in quite handily once or twice there as he battles with Alvin Martin. And this time he gets the verdict, O'Callaghan. Foul by Martin. Indirect. Referee's arm was up there. And it was Devonshire, but this time the flag is up against Goddard. Jeff Pike deciding that Safety was the best policy there, but it's given Stoke the chance to get some men into the penalty area here. O'Callaghan up, so too here is Thomas. And Stoke get the corner. O'Callaghan is on the near post, Berry further over, Watson further over still. And it was Neil Orr coming in to beat O'Callaghan. O'Callaghan again. Oh, what a good clearance by Alvin Martin. 3 corners in a row for Stoke. O'Callaghan, great save by Parks, and he made it a second time. That was goalkeeping of the highest order, in more ways than one. Here's Parkin, wide to Maguire. And beaten by Alan Devonshire, who might just get Paul Goddard away. What a good return by Goddard. Devonshire now, can he play it to the right where there are 2 West Ham players waiting? Lyons is the referee as the ball moves from one end to the other very rapidly. And Berry looks for O'Callaghan, and it was Griffiths who was hovering, and Maguire who got nearest to the ball. Now, Maguire, when he takes a corner, can produce one of the best balls you'll see into the goalmouth area. And Brendan O'Callaghan got a header on it. It was turned up by Parks, but look how well he did to get highest in that scramble. Maguire onto McIlroy. Just coming off Jeff Pike, and it is a corner. Try again. And he's in there again, O'Callaghan. That's 6 corners now that Stoke have forced in the last 3 minutes. O'Callaghan, oh, and this time turned out by Ray Stewart. Unbelievable stuff underneath the crossbar here. Alvin Martin also got back to help. O'Callaghan's in there again, appeals for handball, and West Ham living on their nerves. Here's Hampton. McIlroy. And O'Callaghan coming in, so was Berry. And the crowd getting behind Stoke now. Oh, that was a lovely little piece of play. The ball finally going out, but he checked there and just made a bit of sense of it. at a time when West Ham badly need to get their shape back. Thomas on, gets a free kick against Allen. Dave Watson has again made his way forward, far side. Behind O'Callaghan. Header was by Maguire. Well, that was safe. I wonder why Orr did that. Couldn't have had a shout, I suppose. So with 20 minutes to go, it's all Stoke now. Thomas! Finally, the corner's paid off. Phil Parkes beaten. Little Nicky Thomas celebrating. And it all came from this procession of corners by Paul Maguire. Defenders can keep them out for so long, but eventually something has to give way. Thomas struck it with his left foot through a crowd of players, and it went in at the near post. The goal coming after 71 minutes. Well, when you force 7 corners as fast as that, I suppose you deserve some reward, although Orr will be disappointed about the way he conceded that latest corner. Foul by Berry. And the Victoria ground echoing now to the Stoke breakthrough. Lampard. Allen. Bracewell, and there's some good running here by Sammy McIlroy. And Phil Parkes will collect all right. Maguire. Thomas. Pike. Stewart. Devonshire. That's good running by him. Nicely inside. Oh, the return nearly came through from Sandy Clark. Goddard. His shot. Fox saw it all the way. Clark. Allen. Neighbour drifting down the right wing. Good support coming in behind him too from Allen and now Lampard. But Thomas is doing the harrying back, Hampton the tackling. And between them, they've sorted things out beautifully for Stoke and found Sammy McIlroy. 3 others are up with him here. Maguire. Bracewell. Wide again it can go to Derek Parkin. O'Callaghan off the line, but was the goalkeeper fouled? I must say, from here it looked as though he was. Well, Brendan O'Callaghan was coming hurtling in from the left of your picture. Phil Parkes went out to try and get the ball. There was impact without a doubt. And although West Ham cleared, the free kick was given. Maguire in pursuit. Parkes is right out. On by Goddard. Free kick to West Ham, who've been bombarded for the last 20 minutes or so, but have still done enough coming forward to prove that they can get back into this tie. The home leg still to come, remember. Devonshire. And that's a nice ball to Stewart. And turn back for Paul Allen. And loose for Goddard, and a chance for Allen, perhaps. Oh, very close. Good effort by Allen, who was involved twice in the move. Jeff Pike holding things up on the edge, allowing Allen to run on to Goddard's pass. Poked shot, Fox down. So of this first leg, we have 10 minutes remaining. Stoke lead by 1-0. It's Parkin on the ball. But it's Devonshire now for West Ham. Another one of those probing runs of his. Goddard to the right. Back again for Devonshire. What a fine move, and a lovely little return ball penalty. George Berry on Devonshire. A penalty to West Ham, given against Berry for the lunge. A magnificent run by Alan Devonshire, gave the ball to Goddard, got the return, and you'll see what happened next, because Goddard played the 1-2 perfectly there, timed his moment. Devonshire being driven a bit wide, watch Berry's leg, penalty. No doubt from that. Ray Stewart to take the kick for West Ham, and scores. Well, Stewart scored from 13 penalty kicks last season. He scored that one in the final of the League Cup against Liverpool at Wembley in the last minute, so he wasn't bothered by nerves there. And he gave Peter Fox in the Stoke goal no chance at all. Fox went to his right, the ball went to his left, and the score in this first leg now is 1-1. Devonshire, who made that possible. O'Callaghan. Ray Stewart equalising for the Hammers, and setting the fans from London into song. Berry trying to make up for it. George Berry, he's going all the way himself, and he was guilty of a foul, I think, on Lampard in the other penalty area there. Referee's allowed it to go, and he's allowing Sandy Clark to go. Challenged by Dave Watson. They've got Allen up, they've got Goddard up. They've got Devonshire here again, tripped by Bracewell. And Devonshire is giving Stoke City untold difficulties by his swift running. Bracewell this time was the man who slid in much too late. Stewart. Alvin Martin is over on the far side, hopeful. Pike let it run. Here's Griffiths for Stoke. Devonshire this time doing the harrying. Maguire. Oh dear. Well, there's an example of time wasting by Stewart over the throw-in and the referee awarding it to the other side. It's now taken by Bracewell. Maguire. Bracewell looks for O'Callaghan. So the first leg of this second round Milk Cup tie ends in a draw. Mickey Thomas put Stoke City ahead 19 minutes from the end, but there was time for West Ham to get back with a penalty by Ray Stewart, given after Alan Devonshire had been brought down. He applauds the fans. Stoke might point to the early injury to Mark Chamberlain, but West Ham in turn will point to the absence of Bonds and Van der Elst. And so from their point of view, that was a good result. The second leg still to come at Upton Park. The first leg at the Victoria Ground ends Stoke City 1, West Ham 1.
Well, now, 20-year-old Mark Chamberlain, who you've seen in action tonight, but unfortunately go off, has had one of the most astonishing rises in the game's history. Just 6 weeks ago, he was with 4th Division Port Vale. Yet this very week, after only 8 First Division games, he's been called into Bobby Robson's full England squad for next week's match against West Germany at Wembley. He joins Viv Anderson of Nottingham Forest, West Brom's Cyril Regis, Watford's Luther Blissett and John Barnes, and Ricky Hill of...